In a world that never sleeps, the pulse of the digital economy beats right here. Behind the virtual world of the cloud lies a physical world of massive scale and proportion, the data fortress powering our connected lives. Within these walls, thousands of powerful servers operate around the clock. These aren't just computers. They are the secure physical backbone that stores, processes, and transmits the massive amounts of data required for cloud platforms and critical infrastructure.
Meanwhile, the Adani Group has decided to invest a whopping $100 billion to develop renewable energy-powered, hyperscale, AI-ready data centers by 2035.
India's data center capacity was 296 megawatts in 2016. By 2025, it crossed 1.6 gigawatts, that is a 21% compounded annual growth rate. And the pipeline for what's coming next, 8 gigawatts, with over $100 billion already committed. India is not building data centers. India is building the backbone of the AI economy, and the land grab has already begun. Hi, this is Indraneel and welcome to the Spotlight Media and Technology. Today we decode India's data center supercycle. Who is building, where they are building, what is driving it, and why this story sits at the intersection of AI infrastructure, institutional real estate, and the most important ESG question of our decade. Can the world's fastest growing digital economy power itself sustainably? This is not incremental growth. This is structural transformation. India's live data center capacity was grown at a 21% compounded annual growth rate over 9 years, from 296 megawatts in 2016 to over 1.6 gigawatts by the end of 2025. The committed and early stage development pipeline now exceeds 8 gigawatts, meaning the infrastructure being built today will dwarf everything that exists right now. The names behind this build-out read like a who's who of the global technology capital. Microsoft India, Amazon Data Services India, Google partnered with Adani Connex on a $15 billion gigawatt scale AI campus in Visakhapatnam. Reliance Industries with a proposed 3 gigawatt AI focused campus in Jamnagar. NTT Global Data Centers, STT Global Data Centers called DCS, and Blackstone's data center platform, all acquiring land parcels across India's emerging corridor. According to experts, the Indian data center sector is no longer merely expanding. It is structurally transforming into one of the foundational pillars of the country's digital economy. Mumbai still anchors India's data center ecosystem with 766.6 megawatts of operational capacity, nearly half the country's total. It remains the dominant hub with active land banking in Mumbai, Navi Mumbai and Chandivali. But the next chapter is being written elsewhere, and the geography is fascinating. Visakhapatnam on India's eastern coast is emerging as a major hub through the $15 billion Adani Connex Google AI campus. Strategic port access, lower land cost, and power availability make it a compelling alternative. Jamnagar, Reliance proposed 3 gigawatt AI campus positions it as a western anchor of India's next generation digital infrastructure corridor. Hyderabad already has a pipeline of 1.9 gigawatts, second only to Mumbai. A mature tech ecosystem and state government support make it a natural scale-up market. Chennai has crossed 1 gigawatt in pipeline, leveraging its unique advantage: direct access to international subsea cable connectivity, the physical internet that ties India to the global digital economy. According to Mr. Niranjan Hiranandani, this sector is creating an entirely new category of real estate demand built around large power-secure land parcels with strong connectivity infrastructure. Four forces are converging to make this moment unlikely any previous wave of data center investment in India. Force 1. AI workloads. Artificial intelligence is the single biggest accelerant. AI-driven demand accounted for 348 megawatts of data center leasing in 2025 alone, a fifth of total demand. Force 2. Cloud adoption at enterprise scale. India's enterprise digitalization wave is maturing from pilot to production, driving sustained, predictable demand across every sector, from banking to healthcare to manufacturing. Force 3. Data localization. Regulatory requirements mandating that certain categories of Indian data be stored within India are creating a structural, policy-driven demand floor that is independent of market cycles. Force 4. Global capital targeting Indian digital infrastructure. Data centers have become one of the fastest growing institutional real estate asset classes globally, and India's scale, cost advantage, and digital growth trajectory make it a priority destination for sovereign funds, private equity, and global technology majors simultaneously. Now, here is the lens that most technology and real estate media coverage is entirely missing on this story. 8 gigawatts of data center capacity is also 8 gigawatts of power demand, and AI data centers are not energy-light infrastructure. A hyperscale AI campus consumes as much electricity as a mid-sized Indian city, continuously 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This creates the defining ESG tense of India's digital infrastructure supercycle. On the environmental pillar, every gigawatt of new data center capacity added to India's grid is a Scope 2 emissions question. If that power comes from coal, which still accounts for over 70% of India's electricity generation, the carbon footprint of India's AI economy could become a significant reputational and regulatory liability for the global technology majors building here. Microsoft, Google, and Amazon have made net zero commitments. Building gigawatt-scale campuses on a coal-heavy grid creates a direct tension with those commitments, and investors are beginning to notice. On the social pillar, land banking at the scale being described, thousands of acres in Visakhapatnam, Jamnagar, Chennai carries community displacement and livelihood risk that needs transparent management and stakeholders' engagement, particularly in areas where agricultural or coastal communities are affected. And on the governance pillar, India's data localization framework is emerging as governance structure, and the accountability mechanisms for how foreign technology majors operate critical national infrastructure are all governance questions that will shape whether this supercycle creates durable national value or concentrated foreign dependency. The good news, and this is important, is that renewable energy co-location is already happening. Several of these campuses are being designed with captive solar and green hydrogen integration from day one. That is ESG-aligned infrastructure development at scale, and it matters enormously because global institutional capital flowing into Indian data centers is itself subject to SFDR and CSRD ESG mandates back in Europe. Three signals every stakeholder in this story should be watching. For investors, data centers are now a Tier 1 institutional real estate asset class in India, but ESG due diligence on power sourcing, land acquisition process, and community impact is no longer optional. European and North American LPs are mandating it. For policymakers, the corridor cities Visakhapatnam, Jamnagar, Hyderabad, Chennai have a rare window to shape the terms of this investment. Mandatory renewable energy procurement, community benefit agreements, and transparent land acquisition process will determine whether this supercycle generates inclusive growth or concentrated extraction. For India, the 8 gigawatt pipeline is not just an infrastructure number, it is a sovereignty question. How India governs its data, powers its AI infrastructure, and ensures this capital serves national development priorities. Those are the decisions that will define India's position in the global digital economy for the next 30 years. India is building the digital infrastructure of the AI century. This question is not whether it will be built. The question is whether it will be built responsibly with the right power sources, the right governance structures, and the right communities at the table. That answer will define India's digital legacy, and the world is watching. Follow the Spotlight Media and Technology for data-driven intelligence on ESG, digital infrastructure, and the policy narratives shaping global investment. Thank you very much for watching and signing it off.